everybody, and welcome to Season 2, Episode number 32 of Pro Wrestling's Top 50. I'm your host, Travis McNeil, and today we continue our countdown of the top 50 matches in Impact Wrestling history with match number 19 on our list, which is the Super X Cup Tournament Finals between Chris Sabin and Juventud Guerrera from the September 3rd, 2003 edition of NWA-TNA. Now, previously in this countdown, we had a semi-final match in this tournament from Juventud and Teddy Hart. This match was the finals. It is even better, and it just goes to show how great overall that entire tournament was. It really is a classic episode of NWA-TNA, and the whole thing start to finish is well worth you checking out. This match was a really cool clash of eras, you know, much like Juvi and Teddy was in a way, and much like I talked about in the match to crown the original X Division champion, you know, with all of these guys from different areas, Psychosis being the WCW representative in that one. You know, this was kind of, you know, Juventud, who was, you know, ECW originally, but then, you know, realistically, you know, best known for his WCW work in the Cruiserweight division, a former Cruiserweight champion, and, you know, Chris Sabin, who at the time was, you know, the hot guy in TNA's X Division. So it was kind of that past versus future kind of meeting in the middle to create this dream match in a sense. It had a really great hot crowd, as a lot of TNA stuff did at that time, and it just added to the overall package. This match is excellent because whereas Juvi and Teddy was just kind of this, you know, crazy go spot fest, this match did have more of that face versus heel element. At the start, you know, Juvi goes for a handshake and Sabin slaps him instead. You know, and Sabin really controls the pace through the early going. They do like a mirror sequence early on, which I thought was kind of cool. You know, double drop down, both guys throwing a drop kick at the same time. And it just showed that, you know, even though Sabin's kind of the current, you know, X Division crown jewel, the centerpiece, you know, the older guy, right, Juvi can still hang with him, and it's not going to be an easy road for Sabin to make the finals. Like I said, though, anytime Juvi, you know, really starts to get things going in the early goings of this match, Sabin would cut him off, slow it down. There was a great spot where Juvi went for a quesadora into a bulldog, and Sabin just whips him back with a German suplex to counter. How Juvi starts to turn the tide of this match, though, I loved. So, you know, I mentioned in the original Ultimate X match video that Sabin had been feuding, you know, with Michael Shane and Frankie Kazarian. Sabin actually beat Frankie Kazarian in the semifinals of this tournament to make his way into the finals, which was a great match, well worth checking out as well. So Juvi takes over by doing the Back to the Future, which is like an Ocean Cyclone suplex, one of Frankie Kazarian's, you know, signature holds. I loved this because it makes perfect sense that, you know, Sabin fell victim to this move a lot. Certainly wouldn't have been expecting it from Juvi, but, you know, it shows that Juvi, you know, does his homework. Now, I'm sure that's not the case. Juventud Guerrera probably has no idea who Frankie Kazarian even is at this point. And, you know, just decided to do a move he thought was cool. But so maybe it was an unintentionally, you know, great kind of story-driven spot there. This has a lot of your early 2000s kind of indie sequences. I mentioned the mirror sequence. It also has a fish out of water roll-up sequence that was awesome. And, you know, is something that was really big, you know, late 90s or, you know, early 2000s. But you really don't see a lot nowadays. So it's something at the time I kind of feel like, you know, everybody was a little sick of. But now watching it with 2021 eyes, it still seems fresh. Both guys have to go really deep into their playbook here. Chris Sabin hits the over easy, which is like a twisting hangman's DDT. Juvi hits just an absolutely ludicrous, like Tiger Driver 98, but it was like a sheer drop. He let go of Sabin's arms and dropped him right on his head. It was wild. We get a big time, you know, superplex spot where they both kind of hook each other's legs for a double small package, and we almost get a draw. That leads to both guys arguing with the ref, and we're getting, you know, schoolboy roll-ups off of arguing with the ref for a really, you know, great series of hot near falls going into the finish. Juvi ends up hitting the Juvi driver after Sabin had been able to counter it earlier. He goes up top. He finally hits the 450 splash in this tournament, but Sabin gets the foot on the ropes. The ropes save the day for him. It's only two. Juvi at that point, he's at all of his big stuff. He goes for basically like a pump handle into a face buster. Xavier used to call it Kiss Your Ex Goodbye. Juvi adopted this, during his WWE run as well. So he goes for this, but Sabin's able to counter out of it, hit his finishing move, the Future Shock, to win the match and become the inaugural Super X Cup champion. Although Juventud, he would have more matches in TNA, this kind of felt like the last, truly, fantastic, marquee performance of his career. He still wrestles now. He made some appearances in AAW, back before the pandemic. So Juvi's still going strong, but this I kind of feel was that like I said, that last, match of the year caliber, if you want to call it that. Watching this match in 2021, it is absolutely fantastic. I wish it went another 5 minutes, like watching it in a bubble. Yes, it was part of a tournament, so these guys are exhausted and it fits that tournament story. But if you watch this as a one-off match, as great as it is, with another 5 minutes of just hot near falls, it truly could have been, one of the best junior heavyweight, matches of this, millennium, we'll say. This match is fantastic, though. It's absolutely worth watching on Impact Plus. Like I said, the whole tournament is great, start to finish. You get the Juvi Teddy match in there. You get the Sabin Kazarian match. You get a really fun 3-minute, Teddy Hart and Johnny Storm, sprint in the opening round. And you also get the Bloody Wednesday, War Games match as the main event, between Styles and Ravens, feuding factions at that point. So definitely check this episode out if you've never seen it or if you want to revisit. You can subscribe to my channel here on YouTube so that you never miss a video. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Wrestling50. And please join me again tomorrow as we continue to count down Pro Wrestling's Top 50. Top 50.